this is a complex question because the field is now mature. But there are, I would say, three different ways that, at least three different ways that you can discover a new MOF. One way is that you pick an organic linker and a metal. And depending on how novel those are, for example, if you're just trying to pick a linker that has never been used before, now you have to discover the conditions under which these could be crystallized. And so it's not immediately obvious what conditions those might be. Now, in MOF chemistry, there are good starting point because there are many examples so you can start somewhere and then build on that. But there's a lot of trial and error in finding the best conditions under which that MOF will crystallize. And so I would say, I always tell my students, try at least 20 different reactions. If you're trying a completely new linker that hasn't been established before, that's at least 20 reactions. I would say it probably would require 50 reactions before you figure out the conditions under which. Think about it, you're trying to make a whole new material. So 50 reaction isn't a big investment into making a whole new material. So I would say that is one approach. The other approach is that, and which a lot of people do, and it's a very nice way to do it, is to take an established MOF and modify that to illustrate a chemical principle or to run a reaction inside the MOF to study its properties. That's another way. That's a faster way because somebody has already figured out the conditions under which the MOF crystallizes, and you can make the material. Somebody already turned the light on for you. Okay, so now you can see things more clearly. So that's another way to make a contribution and discover or to make new MOFs. The third one is I would call it the engineering approach, is to think about, well, what kind of application do I want to address and work backwards? Say, okay, well, if I want to do carbon capture, these are the things that I need built into my MOF to have an opportunity to test it legitimately for a CO2 capture property, favorable property. And so that means when you work backwards, you either find a MOF that's already been made, or you might have to come up with a new MOF based on that design. So, but in the end, you'll probably, very likely actually, you will be making a new MOF. So these are the three different approaches, and all three have been very productive in this field. And each one has its appeal depending on what the researchers wish to accomplish in their outlook.